Will Vladimir Putin resort to nuclear weapons now that his unstoppable Kinzhal missiles are being shot down? Well, I don't know, but this is exactly what a retired U.S. Brigadier General has to say about it. He thinks that he will. Retired U.S. Army Brigadier General Kevin Ryan, who also served as the Chief of Staff of the U.S. Army Space and Missile Defense Command, which is headquartered right here in Huntsville, Alabama, at Redstone Arsenal. He said that now that Putin's unstoppable missiles are being destroyed in a means that is decisive, that that victory is going to be elusive to him. He said that Russia's leader is getting further noticed, is getting further and further out of reach. Victory is getting further and further out of reach to Putin. Pardon me, I had to rephrase that. So that's what he claims. And it's been claimed that a furious Vladimir Putin will probably turn to deploying nuclear weapons against Ukraine after Kyiv humiliated him by stopping these unstoppable missiles. This is according to retired Brigadier General Kevin Ryan. Again, this is not Greg Allison talking, but this is what this general, who is in charge of missile defense right here, believes. Do you believe that or not? It's worth talking about because here's what's been said in some other articles I've seen. They've said that the troops in Russia were really dependent on the validity of this missile, that Russia had something that's unstoppable, and that this would keep preserve them as they started to move forward or whatever. And now they're saying they stopped. The confidence of the troops is shaken, that they are quite a bit taken back by this, and that it may greatly undermine morale of the Russian troops. You don't buy that or not? Hey, it's like I said, it's worth discussing. But it was claimed, that we do know that the Patriot missiles took down one Kinzhal missile. Now, the Kinzhals are an airborne launch variant of the ground-based short-range ballistic missile, all nuclear capable, known as the Iskander. So just for so you'll know what that is. And supposedly the Ukrainians took down 6 more. In fact, they claim they took down a volley of 18 targets in total. And indeed, they got hit too with something that did some damage to one of the Patriot missile launchers, but apparently didn't destroy it. At least that is what the claims are. We shall see. But I'm going to show you an article. Some people say, oh, no, that's not true. Russia's fine, and they're ignoring it. Well, that's not quite the case. I'm going to show you something here in a minute. So I'm going to do a share screen. Bing, 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 bing. Here is how we know that Putin is taking this serious. Putin arrests hypersonic missile chief for treason after the so-called unstoppable weapons are down. Putin charged treason to his head missileer, his head missile designer. So it was Dr. Valery Zivin, yeah, I got to hear that said. Zivin Ginstev, maybe that's what he said. Dr. Valery Zivin Ginstev was reportedly placed under house arrest. So the confirmation of this is apparently lacking somewhat, but this is still fairly recent news from like 10 hours ago. So if this was no big deal and nothing was happening, why would he do this? I tell you what, I'd hate to be an engineer for somebody that's going to arrest me because somebody to figure out how to defeat a weapon system. So that is problematic for his own engineers, but that's also problematic for a lot of other things, guys. So this is kind of seemingly the proof in the pudding that Vladimir is furious about it. Some of the claims that they're making is that he is really beside himself. So what's going to happen? Would this failure in that missile system provoke the use of nuclear weapons? I'm not saying one way or another. I'm just saying the question is out there. Some people think it will. I'm not so sure about that myself, but people that have been paid a lot more than me to think in those circles think it will. So there you go. What do you think about that? I'm going to open up the chat room here. It's already open, but I'm going to open it up on my screen here so I can see what you guys are saying. Hope we got some people in here. Sorry, this is Greg Allison, Green Grays, coming to you in the wee hours of Thursday morning. Thursday morning. I always try to do live videos on Wilderness Day, but I miss it these days because it just takes me so long to get all the stuff together. I work tonight till past 7 p.m. for my day job, and I had some errands and other matters to take care of. So anyway, guys, here we are. And let me open this up. I can actually see the chat. I don't see the chat room yet. So we got how many people in the house? Jason Smith, Pickaxe Prepper from up next to Fort Bragg, and Patrick Bellamy, 6 of 9. Okay, that sounds like a name for a board. 6 of 9. Is everyone else buffering? Oh yeah, we got to talk about a solar storm. Maybe that's why we're buffering. So there's claims of a solar storm out there. I don't think it's really hit us that hard though. So we got 83 in the room. Not bad for such a late time. Dark gallery. Where's no buffering? Okay, good to see that. All right. So somebody's having buffering problems, probably on your end. All right, guys. Yeah, I did a show with Rex Bear yesterday. I think it was day before. I don't know. It's all day before, I guess. And we had a lot of buffering in that show. So I'm probably going to re-record some of the stuff I record on his show later to air on my channels here. But you can see, go Leak Project and see the show we did together. So guys, why is it doing this to me? I have moved the screen down so that I could see without having the overlay of Zoom on, but the Zoom overlay moved down. You gotta be kidding me. Crazy how this stuff works sometimes. Anyway, so let me show you guys. Guys, if you don't think it's time to prep, I don't know what you're thinking. Check out prepwithgreg.com. If you go to prepwithgreg.com, you get all kind of prepping supplies in here. This is just an example of some of the things you need: water filtration, survival seeds, just all kind of stuff, guys. Air purification. They got deals of the day. They've got survival gear, heating, stoves, cooking gear, all kind of stuff. But what is most noted for is their long-term food storage, which lasts 25 years. And right now you get $200 worth of free survival gear to go with. If you go to prepwithgreg.com, prepwithgreg.com, $200 worth of survival gear thrown in with this deal. And you get here with this 3-month supply, a 3-month supply of food for only $797. This stuff lasts 25 years. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, 2,000 calories a day. Make you a winner. Actually, they're saying it's more than that now. 2,400 calories when they throw in some of this other stuff, I guess. 2,400 calories, guys. And if you can't handle that, look, I spend that in a month. We're talking 3 months worth here. So if you can't handle that 2-week supply, $127. Not bad. Again, I can't get by a week for that. But if this is an investment with food prices going up, consider it an investment because this stuff will last a long time. You can pull it out later when you need it. But I got videos to show you how to eat free from the weeds and the trees, but you're going to need some more carbs than you get from that greenery. So this is a good deal to mix in, and you can stretch it out when you eat free from the weeds and the trees and some from the big box stores to kind of mix it up, guys. 5x5. Good to see you, Eddie. So somebody else is having. You ready for Fort Bragg name change? Have they picked a new name for Pickaxe? It's always going to be Fort Bragg to me. I'll never call it anything other than Fort Bragg. I don't care what they change the name to. It'll be Fort Bragg for me. You gave her dog buffering. It'll always be Fort Bragg to Greg Allison. All right, guys. Fort Bragg. There'll always be a Fort Lee in Virginia, So Patriot missile system defense in Ukraine likely damaged. So they think it got some damage. So according to this article, I'm not going to read the article. This is in Reuters. So yeah, they are a target. Russia said they were going to target the Patriots, and they've done just that. But apparently the Patriots are dishing out a lot of harm in the other direction. You gotta remember, it's a defensive missile. It's a missile that takes down weapons that are being shot in offense. But Russia claimed great offense to not being able to attack somebody else. If you take the teeth out of their attack, then they want to fight you. So it's like they've got the birthright to destroy other people. And what's the big deal? Why they always clamor so much over a defensive weapon? But that's what it is. Fort Liberty, that's what they're going to name it. It's Fort Liberty. Oh my gosh. It's not a bad name, but it's always going to be Fort Bragg. Braxton Bragg. I'll always call it Fort Bragg. All right. Ukrainian forces push back Russian troops to the north and west of Bakhmut, according to British intelligence. But guys, how much? How much I mean, you know, they're supposedly started their spring offensive. Maybe this is the beginning of it. Why are they concentrating on Bakhmut? You know, it's why is anybody concentrating on Bakhmut? It's not really a strategic city. So, you know, it's just a meat grinder. All right, what did Eddie say? Eddie Collins. Fort Benning, Georgia is now Fort Morsad. Fort Morsad. Oh, you got Auburn son. You down there close to Fort Benning there, Eddie? What are they gonna call Fort Benning? Morsad is that's probably pretty close. Anyway, guys, geez. So it says, can they use it? Well, apparently they've hit some. Ukraine said they hit, you know, at least 6 hypersonic Kinzhal missiles, and I think they've claimed more than that. They said a total of 18 missiles and such they've taken out. That's what Ukrainians are claiming. Now, is that fully true? I don't know, guys. We did see evidence when they claimed they shot the first one down. We saw the Kinzhal missile that they produced after that. So they got at least one. That's, you know, the Patriot was never designed to be able to claim to take down that kind of system, but apparently it's working for it. Shoot, trying to stop me here on some of these articles. I hate these things. I hate when they do that. Ding, 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 kill that site. Okay. I won't subscribe to your silly thing, especially when you do that. All right. So if we don't have enough to worry about over in Ukraine and Russia, something we do have to worry about is Iran. Fort Moore in Phoenix City. Fort Moore. Yeah, more sad. Yeah, I'll go with that. More sad. Sad more. More sad. More. Who's it named after? Anti-ballistic missile treaty, ABM treaty, was an arms control treaty of the United States and Soviet Union on the limitation of anti-ballistic missile systems. Yeah, well, yeah, but the Patriot was not one of those because the Patriot's a theater missile. That was for strategic missiles. But we pulled out of W pulled us out of that treaty, and it's a silly treaty anyway. I'm for missile defense, and I've worked it, and I don't see what's the big issue of a defensive missile. Anyway, so I saw a video showing how much oil and natural gas comes from fracking in Texas. Hey, butthead, how you doing? So, you know, our first overseas military adventure was against the pirates, you know, the Barnaby pirates, you know, because they were seizing our ships going into the Mediterranean. They were seizing European ships. All the European countries were cowering to the Barnaby pirates. And in fact, nobody would even live close to the shores in the European countries because they were taking slaves from everybody that lived close to the shore of the Mediterranean. And they were taking a lot of stuff. Well, we went over and just whipped them. It was the first, you know, big adventure the United States ever had. So are we going to sit around and just let Iran take oil tankers? What's going to happen? Why is Iran still taking them? See, that's a bigger question. Now they seized the third one. Why are they still taking it? Are they trying to provoke the United States? And if they are, why would they do that? It's not really a smart move on their side unless they're trying to provoke us. Why would Iran try to provoke the United States? You know, I'd say that Spring, Texas. Hey, Kyle, I got a son-in-law named Kyle who lives in Spring, Texas, but his last name's not Powers. Actually, I have a son-in-law named Kyle that lives in Spring, Texas. So there you go. How about that? That's funny. So, guys, seriously, we're in some serious times here. I've already told y'all that if we hit Iran's prepared to take our grid down by taking out our substations. They have targeted 20 of them, according to the head of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, some umpty squat years ago. Umpty years ago, they claimed this. Over a decade ago, they claimed they had 20 already targeted with sleeper cells here in America. How many more sleeper cells do they have here now that all the borders are wide open? How many sleeper cells are there, and are also there in collusion with the drug cartels? You know, God knows what they got over here, or what else is coming across the border. China. Oh yeah, by the way, I would say the reason that Iran may be doing this is they're probably serving Master Xi Jinping, because they're becoming something of a vassal state to them, and also you know, they're you know, maybe this is to get the United States to do something beyond Ukraine to further expand our weapons and our systems and stretch us out to give China more latitude to hit Taiwan. Somehow, I think this pulls into that. But what we're talking about here is world war. We're talking about what's going on in Europe. We're talking with Iran. We're talking with China. And guys, we ain't even fit for fighting a war in one theater right now. 3 theaters, Europe, Mideast, and China. You got to be kidding me. And we depleted our armament so much, it would take years just to replace what we've already sent over to Ukraine. And so Xi Jinping must be laughing about it. Thomas says, no doubt a word of, don't doubt a word of what you say. It's messed up. Yeah, it's messed up, Thomas. It's seriously messed up. So, guys, I don't know, guys. You know, my crystal ball is good for shining some light through. Beyond that, you know, all we can do is look at trends, data, and try to guess what the motives of the players are. History is not made by committees. History is not made by organizations. It's made by strong men who push things. Individuals make history. It's always been the case. History, if you got a committee making history, it's going to stink. You know, 6'9", we have a dunderhead at the wheel. What? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. What's happened here? He ran on the premise he was going to restore America's international standing. And what's happened? Over 40 nations now have lined up with BRICS to defund the dollar or to kill the dollar. 40 nations are lining up with the BRICS. 40. That's almost half the countries on Earth. We're losing nations in the Caribbean. We're losing nations in South America. We're losing nations in Central America. Even Macaroni, the president of France, Macron. Macaroni. Oh, yeah. He arrests people in France for dissing him. He's such a lovely guy, and they have such great freedom of speech over there. He'll arrest you for dissing him. Macaroni, they stuff it. I don't give a hoot about any autocrat, no matter where they're from, here, there, over yonder, in my backyard. I don't care a hoot about any. Hey, Vivian, how you doing? Haven't seen you in a while. All right, so Pete Zan said America only sent old weapons to Ukraine. Patriot missiles? We sent the, we didn't send them ATACMS, but we have sent the MLRS and the HIMARS, mainly the HIMARS, the British and the MLRS. So I don't know. I think we've sent too much stuff over there. Yeah, I watch a lot of Pete Zahn's stuff, but he's got his own agenda. He's right on a lot of things, but I think he short credits China a little bit, because if China were happy to live like a hermit kingdom, which they've done most of their existence, like North Korea, they could still do a lot of damage for a lot longer than Pete Zahn gives them credit for. So you got to factor that in. And also he neglects the synergy between Russia and China in his figurings of their collapses. So you can kind of hope he's right, and if these countries won't have the oomph to push and prosecute war as he thinks. But on the other hand, I'd be careful about banking on that. Very careful. Yeah, the Patriot missile is over 30 years old. When I first started working missile defense in the 1980s, the Patriot Missile Project Office was right next door to the Missile Defense, the Space and Missile Defense Command, which is where I worked. But they've been upgrading it continuously. So it's amazing what it's been software, mostly upgrades, but it's been amazing what this missile has been able to accomplish. It was originally an anti-aircraft missile, then became an anti-missile missile. Now it seems like it's doing fairly well against hypersonic missiles. All missiles, in part of the interface go hypersonic for, at least a little trip. Intercontinental ballistic missiles are actually faster. They sent the first Gulf War system. Yeah, my son was over there with Patriot missiles in the second Gulf War. So my son was a Patriot missileer. So when I told you guys that they're very complex systems, and the whole idea that a nation like Ukraine is suddenly able to master them and take out hypersonic missiles all by themselves, I think they got some assistance inside there. I mentioned that in the last video. It takes about a year to get trained up on a system like a Patriot missile. And the supposedly the troops out of Germany is going to train them weren't our best Patriot missileers. Those guys are at White Sands, not in Germany. B-52 is a dinosaur. It is, but it's still flying. But you gotta send in, the B-1s and B-2s. You gotta send in all the other aircraft before you can send in the B-52, because B-52 is so slow, but hopefully it flies high. And by the time you're using it, the enemies don't have anything to put up at you. But it could also launch cruise missiles. So it can do a standoff launch. You don't have to go right over the target area like it used to. They could use, could the Kinzhals not have been operating at full speed? It's possible. It's possible. We don't know yet what velocity we're at. Lasers with AI assisted target. Lasers are good for short distance. The beam spreads too much in the air. They're not good as a long distance weapon. Not currently. But they're working on it. They're working on it. Lasers are making advances. Cleans up the mess. There you go. There you go. Well, they're talking about flying the B-52s in another 50 years. It's going to be a 100-year-old aircraft by the time they get done with it. Who knows? They'll probably keep them patched up and keep flying beyond that. Anyway, so yeah, well, the other aircraft cost so much money. Holy smoke. It cost a fortune. All right, so there's some use for that. Get that off my screen. But this whole thing with Iran, yeah, why are they doing this? I mean, you got to ask the question. Why is Iran doing this? I mean, it's like they're poking us. They've got to be. Why would they do that? It's like they want to provoke us. They probably know China or Russia or somebody has their back. Once we start, if we really go into we probably won't go into full-scale retaliation. That's something you might send a cruise missile over for or something like that. That's how our country typically operates. But if we fully authorized Israel, which I hear we have, to strike Iran, or we participated in that, that's probably when China is going to make some kind of move. Now, they can't always move against Taiwan. They can only do that at the seasons when they can only move against Taiwan in seasons where the sea states are right, but they could still move against the Philippines, make moves in the South China Sea. They could do something that would occupy us and give them more, move their chess pieces where they want them in the South China Sea. China might just do that. What would they do? But they may put some pressure on. And we're actually kind of sort of in one of those turnaround seasons. Mike, how you doing, buddy? Mike Fear's in the house. He's a neighbor here in Hunts Patch. Comes to the farmer's market and sees me sometime. He hadn't done it yet this year. I'm not sure I'm going to be there Saturday. If I am, probably only a couple hours setting up, because I think I'm giving a talk Saturday. I got to double check the schedule on that. Alrighty, guys. So what I tell you guys, BRICS currency, guys, this could greatly affect the value of our dollar. It can greatly affect inflation. This could directly affect what our government can get away with spending. The whole reason our government's been able to spend in such debt is a function of how many dollars are out there in the marketplace. The fact we got the global reserve currency has allowed the United States to do stuff that Germany would have loved to have been able to done back in the Weimar Republic. The reason we hadn't gone into Weimar inflation is because we've had the dollar as the world's reserve currency. Well, we're about to lose a whole bunch of the world. That's going to be losing what you call market share, I guess. Even if half the world stayed with a dollar, it's going to cut. There's no good outcome for the dollar based on this. I see a lot of articles said the dollar will be fine. You tell me how the dollar losing so much market is going to leave it fine, given the context of everything else. It's really hard to see. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not an economist, but this kind of defies the way I see it. Maybe somebody's got a trick up their sleeve, but those tricks up their sleeves haven't been working too well. Look at all the banks that are collapsing. But then again, that may be part of the agenda too. Who knows? What they really want to do is roll out that CBDC, guys, with the money they can totally control us with. Patriot, for example, Chinese missile launching containers could be stored in your, yeah, absolutely. Wait till I start briefing you guys on my white paper that I wrote for the Task Force of National Homeland Security, which was briefed to the Homeland Security committees in both the House and the Senate. In fact, it went to Mark Green, chair of the committee in the House, Representative Mark Green, and Senator Rob Johnson. So they both have this paper, and I'm working on a viewpoint presentation to go with it. I'm behind on that. So I got to get that done. That's what I should have been doing tonight. That's what I was working on last night instead of doing a live session. But there's so much needs. We got to pray for one of our comrades, one of our buddies, Chewy Weather, had 2 strokes today. So we're going to pray for him tonight. Chewy Weather has had 2 strokes today. He's in the hospital. He's a regular on this channel. He's always calling me. In fact, I'm going to see if he sent me back a message. I actually sent him a question. Good time to check up on him. Yeah, Mike, I work tomorrow. I had a long meeting today. Let's see. Now, Chewy's not responded there. Respond here. Nope. Yeah, he's in the hospital, guys. Chewy Weather is in the hospital. Over nearby nuclear ballistic missile base Fisher. Guys, they don't even have to get inside. They can do everything from outside of our air defense identification zone and wipe us out. I guarantee you. I will show you this eventually. Just got to get it cleared first. So now, golly gee, he wrote this article. This is written by Adam Sobbs. Well, Adam, welcome to the party. I'm glad somebody has come on board. Something I've been saying from the get-go. If anybody don't think that the Chinese have been waging economic war against us and winning, has not been paying attention. Holy smoke. So now they come on the article, oh, the China's been waging economic war. Duh. You think the United States has stealth cruise missiles capable of being fitted with, we do not have EMP warheads. Furthermore, they have super EMP warheads. So yeah, our side has not been developing that kind of technology. So unfortunately, we have some, well, we have theater type, some weapons they've experimented with, you know, for localized EMP type generations, but not a strategic take out a huge area kind of warhead. But the Russians, the Chinese, and North Koreans have that EMP super weapon technology. That's what scares me there, guys. And if that don't do it, oh yeah, guys, here's a funny little article, a bit off the beaten path. You know, some people talking, you know, there's so much woe on capitalism. This cafe thought that they could have an anti-capitalistic cafe and that they could actually run it by donations or people paying whatever they thought they could pay. And guess what? It failed. Duh. It went bankrupt, of course. I think I meant to share that with y'all later. So the Philippines may be, it may break out in the Philippines, guys. This is what this article is positing, the whole notion that this whole war with China might actually start in the Philippines. A lot of people are thinking it would start in the South China Sea. Well, the Philippines are starting to stick it back in the eyes of, oh, that's not the article I was going to pull up next, of China. That was something I meant to show y'all later. Well, while we got it up, you know, hey, Forever Chemicals, how they getting their food? Would you believe this? That's why I tell you guys, use heirloom seeds. Yeah, grow your own food. I've been telling you, garden and grow your own food for how long? Yeah, check out my links to True Leaf Market that I post on my videos that are not live sessions. I haven't posted a video on a live session in over a month now. So I got to get back there. Or check out my link to Eden Brothers. But yeah, it's been a while since I posted. I just hadn't had time to produce them and put them up. Yeah, my life has been intense. There it is. Take that. Philippines sends China message on contested islands as tussle brews. Yeah, so they're beginning to stand up somewhat in some little way to the Chinese Coast Guard. Yeah, there's a big Chinese Coast Guard ship, and there's a little bitty Philippine Coast Guard ship. So go figure that. Anyway, I was going to save this for last. Okay, well, are we toward the end here? Yeah, I guess. All right, let's end with some. Well, we're going to look at some weather and other stuff, but it's time for a little humor to kind of offset all this, guys. I saw this article.
And it's just funny enough, I thought I had to share it with you guys. Maybe I've seen this already. Colorado driver tried to avoid a DUI by switching seats with his dog. He said, I wasn't driving. It was the dog. The dog was driving the car. Oh, can you believe it? This guy actually thought he could make the cops think that the dog was driving. Holy smoke. The dog driving the car. And Tom wears any use of EMP that takes out a grid will send nuclear power plants into meltdown. Yeah, exactly. That's what I've been warning you guys about. This one, we don't want to get hit by EMPs. Yeah, the nuclear power plants put more radiation than nuclear war. The radiation nuclear war will be over in a couple of weeks. We're not excited for nuclear war. If you don't live in ground zero in the big cities or wherever they hit or near the military bases, you'll be just fine, except for the nuclear power plants, which is going to be irradiating you for decades. So there's a whole lot more nuclear material in the power plants than in all the warheads of the world, many times over, hundreds of times more. That's the crazy thing. Yeah. Get this, guys. So wait, he tried to switch seats with his dog. Yeah, can you believe it? So as for the dog, who the police did not name, they didn't name the dog, they're protecting the name of the dog. The dog does not face any charges. That's what the policeman said. The dog does not face any charges, and we let him go with just a warning. Let's let the dog go with a warning. Poor doggy. Hey, what kind of honor would try to put a bait and switch on his poor little dog? That's more alcohol. Yeah, I'm telling you, when you're drunk enough to think that somebody was going to really believe that the dog is driving, you're going to have a hard time convincing people you're not drinking. All right, for those China bros who think that China, being a communist country, is going to be great and wonderful with all the woke people, guess what? No. A lot of people in America, a lot of American kids think that communism is great and communism is the way to go because they think that they'll be paid to sit on their couches and sofas to do nothing and play video games all day. Well, China don't let their kids play video games, but maybe an hour or two a night on certain nights of the week. No, not 2 hours. I think they're limited to an hour on certain nights of the week. And they can't even use TikTok over there. All their social media has to be educational and indoctrinational. It's all got to be about Xi Jinping. So if you think that these guys over here are going to serve you and you're on the woke side of the agenda, guess what? You got another thing coming. You got a whole nother thing coming. And also, they make people work over there. So much so, they have to put nets around the buildings when they make the iPhones so that people jumping out to commit suicide and land on the net and they can haul them back in and put them back to work. I kid you not, guys. So if you think that China is such a great and wonderful place, you better think again. At least for that side of the aisle. Here we are, guys. Solar warning. Yeah, there's a major flare come out of the sun, a big CME, but it came out from on the other side of the sun, actually, just on the limb. So apparently it hadn't hit us that hard. You can see here the sun disk. We don't have any major sunspots facing us. Maybe this was a guy as the source of that. So that means we may have some bad wind coming. Something bad may be coming from someone. That thing swings around. Who knows? So they claim it was a major solar flare. So we got to watch out. Right now, the aurora activity is kind of weak. So I guess we did not get hit by that CME too hard. But I don't know, guys. You know, there's nothing in the asteroid forecast I'd lose any sleep over. Okay. So unlike a certain channel, that the guy's name is Banoon Ben, I said it backwards, who was months, a couple, 3 years ago, telling us was going to get hit by a swarm of asteroids. And he said, come August, nobody be able to deny it. And I was like early in the summer, about this time of year, I did a video come out immediately and says, boy, ain't happening. And here's why. And guess what? Who was right? That what he claimed didn't happen, but he's got a zillion times more viewers than me, and they still go back and watch me. He claims that every, for so many months, and the people just keep watching him. They just keep watching it. Okay, whatever. He claims, well, I got experts, defense. I got friends and intelligence and in the Defense Department. Well, so do I. Good grief. Come on, your friends are feeding you BS there. Quit talking that stuff. All right, earthquakes, quakes and shakes. Look here, guys. That one was radar. We got a whole bunch of them down here in southern. Now, this is what true weather really ought to pay a lot of attention. Hollister, California. Oh, well, we have to look at this, guys. That's a 6 point what? 6.4. Guatemala. That's our begging, guys. Well, of course, Puerto Rico's always shaking. One of Alaska's pretty active. Look at that, guys. Wow, one south of Greece here. Looks like, yeah, 4.2 in Greece. Iceland's shaking. Lots of quaking. Let's zoom in a little fast here. Have a look, see here on the West Coast. Well, here across the middle section of the United States, that's pretty close to that's not New Madrid, that's in Oklahoma, looks like. Yep, Lamont, Oklahoma, maybe a fracking quake. That's a little northeast. So usually right here in New Mexico and West Texas, that's a little bit north there. Mato, I don't know how you pronounce that. New Mexico, 3.8. This, guys. Stonewall Gap, Colorado. Maybe they'll have to change the name of that. Sounds too much like one of our Confederate generals. Well, they're going to change the name of that place. Name it Liberty Gap. 3.0 there. Kamchatka over in Russia. 4.2. That's a pretty good one. Well, that's about a 4 something there. 4.3. Kuril Islands. Yes, that's, you know, part of the islands that Japan and Russia both claim. The middle of Argentina, 4.6. Villa General Roca. Okay. Yeah, the world is quaking and shaking. Windy. Let's see the winds here. We're going to get done here in a little bit. Here, all we got in the house. We got 151 in the house. Wow, that's nice. See, me was on the opposite side of the impulsive. Yeah, we're lucky. It missed us, apparently. Weird how you get random one in the middle of Kansas. Yeah. Well, it could be fracking. Why come I didn't go to windy? Did I close windy accidentally? I guess I did. I was clicking on it, closed it. Oh, well, I guess we won't do windy tonight. All right, so much for that. Guys, check out my channels, my other channels. I got some material eventually I'm going to come here and put back on. So I got some stuff to put on Swivelhead News on Rumble. Some things I want to talk about I can't put on YouTube. I just got to find the time to do the videos, guys. And of course, I got I do a little more political stuff usually over here on the YouTube Swivelhead News. I've just not had time to do a lot of videos lately. I got too many irons in the fire. But I got to get back to it, at least somewhat. How come this thing don't want to update? There we go. There's my YouTube Swivelhead. I got 2 Swivelhead News channels. Of course, all my channels are really Swivelhead News because I tell you, keep your eyes wide open, head on a swivel. So all my news is Swivelhead News. All righty. New Madrid fault was responsible for, has the potential to produce large earthquakes. Yeah, the largest one in the United States was New Madrid. Made the Mississippi River run backwards. There's my Galactic Grades channel. I got a ton of stuff to put on here. I just got to get to it. I got stuff I want to talk about. Yeah, tons of stuff. Just getting to it. Serenity Soothing Sounds. I got to go in there and make some changes. They run too many ads in these videos. I got to go set them up for no ads. It's not even monetized and run ads. You know, why that nice to see that. Let's see here. All right, if you're not joined the Survival Tribe Network, check it out. We need everybody doing that. Thank you, Jason. We need some thumbs up. Well, we only got 94 thumbs up and we got almost 150 people in here. I got 149. Come on, guys. The algorithms are stomping me hard. Give me some help, guys. Thanks, Greg. Appreciate it. Well, thank you, Barbara. The algorithms have been stomping me hard. So guys, help me out. Give me some thumbs up. We need them. You know, how are we going to get the news out if we're not giving some thumbs up on this stuff? And look, there's tons of other prepping channels on here. I'm telling you to garden, I tell you to raise worms, and not everything is doom and gloom on my channel. I also give you good news about how we can work these things out usually. So that's what I'm all about. I have chaired 2 power grid defense conferences, and I bring you along with Wise Owl here, the Survival Tribe Network. Now, she paid for this site out of her own pocket, bless her, for that. God can at Sean Stryker. I am praying. Yeah, we're gonna do some praying tonight. Hey, Harnack, how you doing, Wendy? So we got somebody to pray for now, one of our own. So check that out. And look, I set this website up. I pay for this one out of my pocket. Occasionally I get a donation to help out with it. But and we also have a group on Facebook. I need still to get me a volunteer to update this thing. I don't have time. I've created it, but I don't have time to update it. We got to put some new alerts up. We got to take some of these old ones down, put new ones. See how our alerts work? We give you all kind of detailed information, what to do, how to do it, what's cooking, all about it, guys. Now you'll still see some of that content being updated regularly on our Facebook group, or maybe our MeWe group. That's another social media if you're not in the Fakey book. So Greg, earthquake a few days ago, 3 north of Flagstaff. Oh, that's interesting. That's kind of close to my other property. All right, guys. So we kind of covered the waterfront here. All right, I'm gonna stop the share. Hello. All right, guys. Look, we're family in this channel. And one of our family members had 2 strokes today. We know him as Chewy Weather. He's up, he lives up in Oregon. He was planning to travel to Arizona. But I think he's gonna have to put a hold on it. Guy's doing logging and stuff on the side, helping out his family. He's in the logging business, doing hard work. And he's not a young strapper, but he gets out and he's scrappy. He does some hard work. But he's had 2 strokes today. He's in a hospital. He texted me and told me that. And the last time I texted him, he has not replied to the last text message I sent him. So also want to pray for New Day as always. She is looking after Miss Mapley. And, she's supposed to have had some leg surgery. She's delayed it because of this. She's kind of gave up a lot of her life to help look after an elderly friend of hers. And if that's not love, what is? She's amazing with that. She's not here with us tonight. She's probably just tired. It's late. It's an hour later up there. I'm starting from the beginning. We have any concrete evidence that Ukraine actually shot down? Oh, we got one. We know they got one. How many more? They claim a lot more. I don't know. We know they got one of them, but that missile wasn't designed for that, not initially. Let's see. So this one I'm stating from the but okay, I read. Yeah, all right. So now, Canadian prepper don't think you can shoot a missile down a missile. We've been doing that for some time. The first one was back in the 70s, home and overlay experiment. This is something we do. We actually do shoot missiles with missiles. That's what missile defense, that whole group does. So I pray, I plant and pray, and I work with the farm and pray. I believe God is going to intervene. There we go. So let's pray for, I found the survival tribe link. Very good, very good. DOD came out and said that there were 6 from what I heard. Yeah, well, that's just Ukrainian claim. So that's a Ukrainian claim. Or just probably forwarding that claim to everybody. How many they got? We know they got one. They got one because they produced it, the wreckage. And maybe more. We'll see more as time goes. We'll see what evolves with this. But what I said and what you might have missed was that Putin put the head of the hypersonic missile program under arrest, and apparently is trying him or accusing him of treason. So Putin is taking it seriously. So there must be something to it if that article is true. So that's pretty dramatic. That's pretty much out there. So guys, it may be getting serious. That's why, as I started this article out, this video, that the former Brigadier General, retired U.S. Army from the U.S. Space and Missile Defense Command, Kevin Ryan, came out and said that he thought, Brigadier General, retired Kevin Ryan, came out and said that he thought that Putin would respond with nukes, because he basically said, don't have anything else to go. Wars and rumors of wars. Yeah, rumors and rumors of rumors. We got that too. Yeah, there's something like, well, yeah, I told you the other day how many wars are actually going on in the world, major wars. And it's just great, mind-boggling. I think it was 30 something. I can't remember off the top of my head. Nate doesn't know weapons. Well, you gotta give the guy credit. He tries. He tries. He do, you know, for a YouTuber, he does pretty good. At least he's an analyst. He tries. He tries to break things down for your Department of Deception. So yeah, I think everything is up for question, guys. So it's all up for question. Many are saying it's not a Kinzhal, but actually a Russian BTEP 500 concrete piercing bomb. Hey, I don't know. Well, Putin got all upset about something, apparently. We shall see. Give it time. You know, we're in the dust and fog of war right now. Give it time. Maybe this stuff will shake out and we'll get some real answers. So, but the bottom line is that, you know, if something happens that prompts Putin to actually use tactical nukes, it's going to make it a lot rougher over there. And you know, the United States and NATO is are more likely to get involved in this, get drawn into it. We don't need to be drawn into a war with Russia, especially right now with China and everything they're doing. China is where our focus should be. China. And I say that because China is the biggest threat our nation's ever seen, hands down, ever. I'm planning to do a special video just talking about China. I'm not going to do it tonight. We'll make it a special topic, and maybe one I just upload because I got several topics on upload, and I just hadn't had time to produce them, guys. I have been crazy busy. Scary stuff. Well, it's definitely interesting times we live in, like the Chinese curse. May you live in interesting times. We're there, guys, and this is why you need to prep. So, what's the bottom line? You need to get ready. You need to prep. That's what I'm telling you. You need to join the Survival Tribe Network. You need to join the Freedom Restoration Foundation. It doesn't cost nothing. All you got to do is just go sign up on Facebook or MeWe and just watch for the alerts and take action. You just look at the website. That's all you got to do. And the website, even the alerts may not be up. If you want to call your Congress critter, something weighing on you, all the tools to do it are there. Everything you need to be able to track legislation, everything you want to do, all the tools are there. I made them available. Several tools. To go to your state representatives, your state, find legislation in your state, to go to your U.S. congressman, U.S. senator. I covered what to say, how to say it. I gave you how to find them on the internet, how to call them on the telephone, the phone numbers. It's all there. All of it. For nothing. Just try to get you to do something. You know, some of these other channels just only tell you to buy dry beans and rice and buy their other stuff. I come up with other solutions. And some channels only put stuff they're scared of on the air. Oh, I'm scared of this. Oh, I'm scared of that. And I'll come off often and say, no, this or that ain't going to happen. You know, that's part of what my last video with Rex was. I'm going to get a lot of haters for that one. I really attacked a very popular doomsday trend here on the internet, on YouTube. I said, nah, that never happened. Something they say happens regularly, every 12,000 years. Nope, no evidence. There's evidence that says no, didn't happen. And I explained it in that video. Also, anyway, there you go. But guys, Thomas might be true, but all the point, I would trust Putin more than Biden. That is a sad state of affairs, Jesse. Yeah, we don't listen. Guys, I need to put this on Silverhead News. All the stuff that's coming out now. Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! All the stuff coming out. The Durham's investigation. All the people that signed that document, the whole stuff about the dossier. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! I'll have to put that on another channel. Wow! Crazy times, guys. Crazy times. Greg has some amazing playlists. I watched some videos today. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I got tons of videos on here about how to eat free from the weeds in the trees. Who else does that on a prepping channel? I got videos on here these days. I got videos on here about how, to garden. I keep telling you to garden. Learn your wall foraging. Do bushcraft skills. I need more time to do bushcraft videos. But those kind of videos don't do well on here. The only videos that do well on here is the videos where you tell people they're about to nuke us. That kind of stuff, gets all of the attention. So got to be careful though. And I don't know. I ain't saying that. Okay. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that's the kind of stuff that gets attention. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you there's a swarm of asteroids about to hit us, as some channels like to do every few months. Nope. It ain't happening, not like that. Now, it's possible there's something we don't know out there. It might hit us. Yeah, we are. But we don't know some big swarm coming at us. So forget that mess. I want to watch the foraging. There you go, Wendy. Do that. I got those videos on this channel. It might be, you can find a lot of them if you go to greengrids.com, but they're not all posted on the greengrids.com. I did try to pull some stuff out. I just didn't get done posting everything on there. Dr. Pry was awesome. Amen. Amen. So I'm the state director of the task force he founded, here in Alabama. And I've produced that paper for the task force, and they got it to the key people in Congress. I trust Bill Cosby to mix me a drink before I trust. Yeah, amen. Thank you, Cha Cha, for sharing that link. Great. How you doing, Cha Cha? FreedomRestorationFoundation.org. If you would share the one on the survivaltribenetwork.com, pay MT FF9, spiritual, psychological preparedness, triad necessities. Yeah, what I tell you guys to keep not only keep your eyes wide open and head on a swivel, but be centered and don't panic. I've seen another prepping channel who would tell you, I'll tell you when to panic. No. I will tell you, don't ever panic. Because if you lose your head, you might actually lose your head. So your brain is the most important thing you have. It's also your most vital weapon, is your brain. Your brain can get you out of more stuff than anything else. You just got to be able to use it. Doom and gloom will always sell, just like aliens, alternative history, and everything from ghost to Bigfoot. Yep. Sure enough. Hey, I'm not saying there isn't something to some of that, but it certainly gets overhyped. It gets hyped big time. Yeah, there's some odd stuff going on. There's some strange things going on, but all these people come, well, I got the answers. It's this. I say that's all hogwash. Who's got the answers? Anybody claiming they got all the answers are full of hogwash. That's how we sat down in my neck of the woods. Hogwash. That's how we used to say it. I ain't heard that much in a long time. Greg, the crust on the sun is going to get us. Oh yeah. That's just it. I didn't mention that on Rex's show. They claim the sun is going to crust up. Yeah. Let's see. Dust from space is going to collect on the sun. And so much of it's going to collect. So all this dust is going to collect on the surface. And so much the light can't get out, the energy can't get, and the sun is going to go boom. What's the sun made out of? Hydrogen gas. It's the lightest element in the universe. Hydrogen gas. So when it's sent, and has the most gravity in our solar system? The sun. And the sun's hot. It's like a refinery. What happens at refineries? Heavy stuff goes to the bottom, light stuff goes to the top. That's how we distill gas. You ever melted lead to mold a kibble for your nug? Oh, I have. I was doing that when I was a teenager. The light stuff floats to the top. The light stuff. What's the light stuff? Hydrogen. It's already there at the top. So since when does heavier elements float on top of a gas, like an atmosphere, of the lightest element there is, especially when it's hot? Show me this. Just show me where this is happening at. Somebody give me some evidence of that. Thank you for sharing my Galactic Grace link there, Cha Cha. Flat Earth. Okay, yeah. Rex should be coming out with a video where I disproved the flat Earth based on photographs of the setting sun. And I'm gonna have to redo that because I know the link with him was not working good. So I'll do that on Galactic Grace. I might put it over here too, just for giggles. But definitely on Galactic Grace. So how is the sun's gonna crust up? Can somebody explain that to me? Where's the physics? Oh, people got mad in the comments on that video where I was talking on Rex. Oh, he's smart. He's blah, 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 blah. Okay. There's something missing in physics here. Hey, Tim, how you doing? Something missing in the physics. I'm not here to try to attack other channels. You know, that's not what I'm about. But, you know, the problem is I get asked about that a lot. A lot of people get scared about it. Don't worry about that one. You don't worry about something. Worry about the power grid. Why don't we take out the power grid? Lots of stuff. Lots of stuff. Hey, coronal mass ejection of the sun. That could happen at any time. Nuclear war, terrorist group. And oh yeah, those balloons from China. Oh yeah, it can be a lot worse than you imagine. We can land on the solar crust at night. There you go. Be like a continent. Oh yeah, oh yeah. So I'm gonna have to do a video on this, but I'm not gonna do it tonight. The recalcitrant. Oh, that's that right, Mr. Greg. Yeah, good morning to you. Pea sheep. The sun has looked crazy here, dying. Sunset in Pennsylvania. Supposed to smoke in the atmosphere. Hey, it makes it prettier. Prettier sunsets. That magnetic lines of flux. Exactly, Thomas. There you go. Hey, Sub-Zero dude, how you doing? There's a Sub-Zero where you're at now. You're in not dying. Okay, okay. Oh, sun dying. Oh, during. Look crazy during the sunset. Okay, I got you. I got you. Yeah, I got some really good sunset pictures lately, and keep an eye on Elite Projects because they'll probably come out there first. But yeah, our link was terrible. We had a lot of buffering, so I guess I'm gonna have to do my own video on that. I thought I might just upload the one from his channel, but it's going to be terrible. If you can keep your head when all about you're losing theirs and blaming it on you, yours is the earth and everything that's in it. Let's see which is more. You'll be the man, my son. There you go. Rupert Kipling. Sand in the Middle East made sunsets beautiful. There you go. Monsoon. All right. Hey, you know what? Alabama exports to Saudi Arabia. Before we go into our prayer session, I want people in here to tell me what, and this you will never get unless you've already heard me. I think I mentioned this a long time ago on this channel. What does Alabama export? Seriously, Alabama exports something to Saudi Arabia. What is it? We're going to do a prayer session after this. And then we'll ask everybody where you're from and we'll call that night. What does Alabama export to Saudi Arabia? Saudi Arabia, not Saudi. Saudi Arabia. It's the house of Saudi Arabia. Anybody dare guess? Alabama export oil. Ah, Wes got it. Oh my gosh. Bing. Wes got it. Sand. Alabama exports sand to Saudi Arabia. Rocket engineers, they wish. Roll Tide. Hey, Dan Calipepper. Amen. Sand. Sand is right. They need sand. And the reason for that is all that windblown sand has been rounded off by the winds. It's not good for making concrete. The sand here has got this square granular structure, which makes concrete set hard. You know, it'd be like making concrete with marbles to use their sand, but have no structural integrity. It wouldn't lock up. So yeah, Alabama exports sand to Saudi Arabia. Yes, Wes. Wes got it. Where you from, Wes? Wes got it and got it fast. And we do have white sand. We got the Orange Beach. We got the whitest sand anywhere. Come from all the quartz that used to be in the ancient Appalachian Mountains up here. I was checking our property, didn't shine on anyone else's property. Weapons, you know, well, I'm sure there's some of that. Sand, though. Who would have guessed sand? Yeah, that's funny. All right, see, I gotta share some funny stuff with you guys. You know, you don't get that from Canadian Prepper, not often. Well, yeah, he does. He makes us funny videos sometimes. He does do that. I'll give him credit for that. White Sands Missile Range. Oh yeah, my son was stationed there, Patriot. You there? Is that where you're at? Anywho, let's pray for new days. Let's pray for Miss Maple, who she's watching after, who had surgery today and apparently is doing well. Let's pray for especially Chewy Weather. He just had 2 strokes. He's in the hospital. He needs our prayers. I'd like for y'all to pray for the family of my friend, Steve Mistakis, that passed away. You got 2 teenage boys, lost her dad and his wife. It's real sad. His parents are still living, mom and dad. Steve was 50 years old, was playing ice hockey. He was a big, strong guy, but he is no more. Oh, you got to see him offload it. Very good. So West Mongol was in Saudi Arabia and saw him offloading sand from Alabama. I kid you not. There's my eyewitness. Very good. Very good. All right, yeah. Cha-cha, yes. Let's do the prayer. Of course, we'll pray for more guys like you, very, very genuine, charismatic. Try to be, just try to bring you the news as we sit, because the purpose of this is just to alert people. You really need to be getting ready for bad times with the economy, with the banks. There's so many things threatening our economy. We got so many enemies in the world, and the people in the State Department have been really stupid. They've turned the world against us. And the administration, they've turned the world against us. And it didn't have to be like that. It did not have to be that way, guys. Didn't have to be like that. We need to change this country and the world for the positive, guys. So that's why I tell you, get involved with our Freedom Restoration Foundation. So we'll pray for Granny Atlanta and our granddaughter Kaylee. Who else, guys? Of course, Randy Bly, the Blue Bottle Bunny Farm. He's been fighting cancer for some time. He's had a good turn with it, though. First person we ever prayed for on this channel was Judy Dowell. I hadn't seen her in a while. She had the cerveza bug, hit her hard. Her daughter. All right, guys, let's do our prayer session. This is not a religious channel, so pray according to whatever your faith is. And if you don't have any faith, the moment of silence is golden. We'll just take a moment here. We do this because we're family. Yeah. Okay. All right, folks, I appreciate that, guys. I really do. I do believe in the power of prayer. Cancer just went in the hospital. So, Randy Bly's been on my channel a few times. He was fighting cancer. Y'all might have seen him when he and his wife brought me this bottle. We did a live video when he gave me that. Actually, his wife made that, Susan Humphreys. And she plays guitar. She's got some she makes her own songs up, and they're funny. She has some really entertaining songs. She is a character. And you might have heard her playing. She's got her own channel, Blue Bottle Bunny Farm on YouTube. Check them out. And I got to go see what they're doing because I hadn't heard. He hasn't been in here for a while. He's not been in here for a while, so I'm gonna get worried about him now. He likes to pop in. Well, we've been coming on really late too, though, so that may be why. But you know, he joined us for the farmers market one time. He and Susan, and then we were playing music and having a good time. And the farmers market got unhappy because they had their own performers who had a little basket up there to try to get some money. We're down here playing music, and they weren't happy with that. But he also has a big chauffeur, and he blew it. Yeah, he's got this big, long ram's horn. I've actually blown it, but not as good as him. But he said he gave it to Paul Begley. He let Paul Begley try to blow it, and he couldn't do it. So, what's the Freedom Restoration link again? Freedom Restoration Foundation.org. Hang on, let me see if I can get in here to my thing, guys. It takes me a while to juggle all my screens. Let's see, somebody want to post that. If you can beat me to it. You days is real good at making posts. Cha-Cha made some good posts, and I appreciate that, Cha-Cha. There you are, Cha-Cha. Thank you. Cha-Cha, you're on top of it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. All righty, guys. Well, we're in challenging times, people. I've never prayed like that with people before over YouTube. And I genuinely felt all of you at that moment. There you go. That's what I tell you guys, we're family in this channel. That's what we're all about. We're family. That's what we're here for. Hey, Cisco Kid. We got 133 in the room. Well, we finally got more thumbs up. That's good. If you haven't gave a thumbs up, a lot of people cycle through. If you haven't gave us a thumbs up, throw us one, guys. Got that. Very good. All right, guys. So tell us where you're from. Everybody kind of roll in here. Give me what city is closest to you in the state? We don't all live in a city, do we? I don't. We all have an address that says something, right? May not always be a city. I put Tony, Alabama. Tony's not even incorporated. Challenging times lead to meaningful lives. There you go. Greg, in October next year, the 4 gas giants will be nicely scraped. I ain't worried about that. I'm not worried about that. Yeah, I know. Yeah, we got our buddy over at 2030 who is all worried about that. It don't bother me. Cleveland, Ohio. Thomas West is in Staunton, Virginia. What's it right? California. Oceanside, California. Historic Guthrie, Oklahoma.
Popperstein, West Virginia. Boise. All right, Peggy. Northeast Oklahoma. Jupiter, Florida. Calhoun County, Alabama. All right, very good. Too far off. 40 minutes northeast of Philadelphia. Riverside, California. I've driven through there. Sydney, Australia. Very good. We got Australia in the house. Yale's from Colorado Springs, Colorado. Tim is from Eagle, Wisconsin. Mayfield, Kentucky. Flagstaff, Arizona. Did you feel that earthquake, Desert? I heard you had an earthquake. I live between Tulsa and Joplin. Okay. We got a Joplin. Joplin. We have a Joppa here in Alabama, not Joplin. 2 Okies in here. Southeast Pennsylvania. We got a few from Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania. That's what some people call it in the middle of the state, right? Crater Lake, Oregon. Ooh, nice. But that's scenic Broken Fish. I do a lot of history research around. Yeah, I bet there's a lot there. I bet.
Tupelo, I don't even pretend to get that right. Ohio, Upper Texas, Gulf Coast. Okay. David Porter, how you doing, Gene Long? Redneck Prepper. Is that Kansas? Is that what you mean to say there? Did not. Oh, you didn't fill it. Okay, well, good. Arkansas. 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 What can our saw? Let's see. All right, guys. Wildfires. Yeah, they already started? Oh, no. Amanoki just live in Colorado. There you go, Gail. I did not vote for the. Okay. All right, folks. Everybody send hi to Joan. All righty, guys. Well, thank y'all for coming in here tonight. Thank all of you that gave me a thumbs up. And, you know, like I said, we're family. Let's don't ever forget it. But, you know, we live in a trying world. Rex always tells us, be the change you want to see. Amen. And, you know, we live in a world full of hatred, unfortunately. And, you know, a lot of times, you know, we're very divided in this country. It don't mean you can't talk to people on the other side of the aisle. It don't mean you can't open a door for somebody. It don't mean you can't show an act of kindness. Sometimes that might stump people. It might just get them thinking. You know, if somebody's on the opposite side of the aisle from you, do something kind for them. Blow their mind. Okay, also, hey, there's used to be derogatory. Yeah, it used to be, but not now, huh? So, same with redneck, you know. So, what I always tell you guys, other than keep eyes wide open, head on a swivel, I'll tell you all the time, you better. That's what I'm here for. I'm trying to help you keep those eyes wide open, head on a swivel. But like I've always said, I got two lights back here, the other side of my screen. You don't see the circular things in my eyes. You see, actually, it looks like you see two things, right? Because I got two lights. It's cheap lights, bought them from Lowe's for next to nothing. I think I probably spent $12 on both of them. Stuck them on my wall. That's my stage lights. So, but like I always tell you guys, as light dispels dark, love dispels hate. Go out and shine your love light in the world. Try to make a difference. Be positive. Spread some hope. But wake people up, because we're in tough times. People got to get ready. They really do. I like David. I like David. He's in the garden, a lot of stuff. I like him. I've met him. He's a good man. I'm not sitting there trying to disparage him. Just not worried about the plants lining up like that. You look healthier than almost 40-year-olds today. Who, me? Well, I've been too sedentary and I got to get out and get active again. So that's what I'm planning to do. I used to run 12 miles every other day until I got plantar fasciitis in my foot. And I started riding a bicycle, and I would ride the bike 20 miles every other day. And then my knee got messed up. I got my meniscus trimmed. So that's when I started got more into farming and gardening and all that kind of stuff. I got into my worms. So it's been a while since I've been that active, but my calf muscles used to be like this. I used to have huge calf muscles. They were huge. With all the running I would do and stuff. 1980 Chevrolet for a horse. So the horse with no name song. I feel like I'm prepared enough to have a get out of Dodge. Oh, get out of Dodge with a Chevy. You'll have Dodge with a Chevy. Well, I got Dodges and Chevys. I got both. And I got a Ford tractor. So I got a Ford 47. That's the oldest thing I got. It's 47. It's older than me. Got a 76 Chevrolet 1-ton, a 79 Chevrolet 2-ton. And I got I used to be a Ford man, but I got a little bit of everything. I got some Dodge vans, Chrysler. Norse God, there you go. Yeah, well, we are on Thursday morning here, right? All righty, guys. Cali Prep. I've had 2 surgeries on my meniscus in my left knee. Yeah, my left knee. I've had my meniscus trimmed once. So yeah, and then when I sprained my right knee, it popped. Man, I went down, and that's been a lot of stress on my left knee trying to make up for it. Oh, my knees have been killing me, but I'm getting better. I'm getting better. I want to get a World War II General Patton Jeep. There you go. I love the old Willis's, the old Jeeps, the old ones. Yeah, not the new ones. I like the old ones. Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, my brothers, one of their best friends, got one. They used to run around all over the countryside and just go in all these different swimming holes. They used to not have swimming pools like you got today. Kids out in the country would go to different places with a creek made a hole to go swimming in. You swing over it in the vine, you drop down in the hole. My oldest brother busted his head wide open with a rocking ball in his holes. Lucky he didn't drown. Go to sleep, Greg, or we'll talk till dawn. You got that right. So we got to go. Yeah, okay. Got out of Dodge in 71 Super B once. There you go. That's some tire smoke. Left them stepping and fetching like their hiney was on fire and her hair was a catching. Remember that song? I'll just rephrase it a little bit. All righty, guys. LA by Omaha. Let's see, what was the name of that, actually name of that song? It was Traveler or something, I forget. Have the same thing since bone tumor. Oh, ankle rebuilt. Ouch, Thomas. Ouch. Yeah, guys, I got to do a seniors gardening tip here soon. I've been meaning to do a video on that. Yeah, the older I get, I start realizing other things. It gets so tough getting around sometimes. I swell like a balloon in less than 30 seconds. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, it gets harder when you get older. It gets tougher. Don't mean you got to quit going, but it surely gets more interesting. Take care, everyone. There we go. All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, let's call it a night. Thank everybody for being here. We've been on for more than an hour. My hourglass has done run out of sand. Thank you all for watching. Thank you, mods. Thank you, Cha-Cha, for sharing all the sites. Appreciate that. You know, we haven't had any bad actors in here in a while. I'm surprised I'm not getting attacked from a certain channel after doing the video I did on Rex. I figured a lot of other people would be coming here banging on me, but they hadn't come tonight. So that's fine. I'm not out here to really bang on people. I'm just down here to set things straight, you know, tell you what you don't need to worry about. And there's things you do need to worry about. Yeah, there's plenty of reasons to prep. We got plenty of reasons for that, guys. I drive an old vehicle, no electronics. There you go, Wendy. Good. Yeah, hey, my old tractor, my old trucks will still run with nothing else does it, as long as I find gas or make it in some fashion. All righty, guys. Once again, thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for being family. Y'all cheer me up. You really do. So be careful next week, through this week. And just if you can just buy an extra can of beans, whatever you can do anything you can to prepare. Get some water purification device. Get something to make a fire with. Okay, just something. Learn a little bit of bushcraft. Go back and watch my videos on eating wild edibles, wild medicinals. All right, guys. Thank y'all for watching. With that, I'm going to say, have a great night.